Hi, it's a healer here, and I just wanted to have a little bit of a straight shooting talk with you of what it's like to work with me or to go to a therapist or a counselor and do couples counseling, or how it should be. I'm very careful of the word should, but these are the expectations that you can expect from working with me. And the thing is that it's the way we market, the way everybody has to market, the way coaches market, the way things are put out. It's about happily ever after. And my slogan for a really long time has been, that we can all live happily ever after, that it doesn't only belong to fairy tales, because I do believe that marriages aren't something you survive, but something you thrive in. They're not created to be a chain, but it could be the rudder that steers you into greatness, the sail, the wind in your sails that leads you to places. But it doesn't mean that you're going to do therapy or you're going to do sessions and you're going to never fight again. There will be arguments. There will be places where you get stuck still, but you will find that they don't last as long. They're not as frequent. They don't get as ugly. And so there's a lot more closeness than there is disconnect. Just like child raising, we can have disruption. We can fight, we can be disappointed, we can have interruptions, but it's not about not having those. It's about the repair afterwards and the reconnection. So in your relationship, that disconnect and then reconnect is a normal process of the relationship. So we're not aiming for happily with no fights ever after, but for a place where you feel safe to go home to, a place where you feel seen and heard and appreciated, a state of being where you can't wait to see each other most of the time, and that you can exhale when you're around each other. That's my aim for you. And the way we get there is through not only teaching you the tools for communication and connection and trust building and what it takes to connect and all the rest, but also to help untangle you from the childhood trauma that's showing up and keeping your relationship in a pattern that it is. Because a lot of times our willpower isn't enough to get us out of there, because what happens is the trigger happens normally about 0.6 seconds before you're consciously aware of it. And in that 0.6 seconds, it has traveled nearly 200 miles of collecting data of similar feeling events. So all the way from childhood, anytime you felt belittled or unheard or frustrated, it collects all the other events. And so when we're reacting from what we think is this current situation, but it's compounded by the past. And so we cannot just learn the tools, but by having that background, by having that untangling from those background memories, from the connections to that, we get to respond to the events much more peacefully and in the moment than in that compounded effect of a, big on traffic jam. So that's my process. And I really hope that it helps you for whether you work with me or anybody else, that you can go in knowing it's not about never fighting again. And yes, you're going to go through the process and sometimes have an argument again, but it's about learning to have the tools, to give the confidence, to know that this works and this works for my partner and works for me, and how we speak each other's languages, and also how to unshackle yourself from the past so that you can be present in the situation in your relationship. Have a beautiful day. Bye.